我工作时间是9点到6点，我大概都会在6点多、6点半左右起来啊，因为难免有时会遇到塞车。毕业第一份工作我就直接来新加坡了，其实真的是讲是吸收经验比较多。
Engineer Charles Tiong hasn't looked back since he made that move as a fresh graduate some 20 years ago.
车祸是常看到的啦，车穿车车穿摩托车穿罗里这些。可能就是说警惕自己吧，然后尽量小心。
The work experience, career progression, and strong Singapore dollar make his daily commute worthwhile. Today, he can provide comfortably for his family of 5.
我会尽量鼓励他们往国外去吸收，毕竟是一个磨练，给他们去体验一下，才会成长嘛，这个对不对
？Many young Malaysians work overseas simply because there are more job opportunities. 23-year-old Punita Balasubramaniam chose that path after graduating with 6 A's from secondary school.
You're listening.
She tunes into news podcasts from Singapore as she starts her daily commute.
I'm Andrea Heng.
And I'm Joel Troy. Good morning. Thank you so much for waking up with us, waking up to us. Now, we want to tell you about something.
She set aside her studies to support her family financially.
In Malaysia also, I did look for some jobs like, because with SPM, you are not eligible for like a lot of work. Even for some basic work, you need to have certain 1 to 2 years of experience, that kind. So finding jobs in Singapore was much easier for me. My first sister is also working in Singapore, and second sister, she's in KL.
Malaysia's jobless rate now stands at 3.3%, back to pre-pandemic levels. For youth specifically, it's about 10.6%. That's still lower than the global average of some 13%. To get a deeper look at the issue in Malaysia, I travel from Johor, where Charles and Punita live, to Kuala Lumpur to meet researchers studying youth unemployment.
There are a few major reasons why youth unemployment is typically magnitudes higher than adult unemployment. The idea of a competency gap, in terms of that adults just have higher work-related experience. Of course, there are other things as well. Things like young people not having the social capital or social networks that allow them to know what jobs are available.
Mr. Cheng says youth employment is also particularly sensitive to economic cycles.
I think one of the largest factors is just changing economic activity, right? When economic activity dips, the first to experience any adverse outcomes will be young people. And likewise, when the economy improves, they often disproportionately benefit from it.
But another researcher says the government needs to acknowledge that joblessness among youth is a problem and look into it.
If we narrow it down to youths 15 to 30, for example, the amount of people unemployed, it's close to 440,000. Can you imagine that? I mean, youths, our future leaders, are walking around the streets jobless. From that perspective, it is indeed pretty worrying.
In recent years, Malaysia has rolled out policies to improve job opportunities for its youth. They include a scheme that links school leavers to firms for hands-on training and plans to improve internship placements. Last year, Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim also announced incentives for local firms to hire more local youths. In Johor specifically, it has set up a task force to look into employment issues. But it remains to be seen if these can stem the brain drain. Already, some 1.86 million Malaysians have migrated overseas, with 1.13 million living in Singapore as of 2022.
Hi, morning, Jobseekers.
This recruitment firm in Johor has been in business since 2010, and it's seeing a growing exodus of workers.
根据现在的这个趋势来看的话，我们自己也感受到很明显。我们来看的话，10个大学生或者年轻人哦，他们会接近48%到55%哦，都想要往这个国外尤其在新加坡发展。因为在新加坡的话是一个很棒的国家，因为有具备这比较优势的这个科技领域嘛，所以的话他们就希望通过这个高兑换率的这个优势，可以提高他们自己个人的生活水平。
Ms. Chia says businesses in Johor, located just across from Singapore, find it harder to attract and retain staff compared to other Malaysian states.
在今年2024年第一个季度，我们发现一个现象，就是在随着这个新币攀升的这个情况，然后马币贬值，更多马来西亚的工人纷纷的就是向这个马来西亚公司辞职。然后就在去新加坡寻找新的工作机会，所以导致在这个新山的这个老板特别头痛，因为面对着这个员工流失，然后无法再请到足够的这个员工来应付这个市场的需求。
Sebenarnya sebagai satu kerajaan, kita harap syarikat bayar gaji yang lebih tinggi.
Every morning in Johor Bahru, you see 50,000 Malaysians on motorbike going to Singapore, working as cheap labour. By the time the person retired, he would not have EPF saving.
This politician has been lobbying for higher pay for workers, both to help retain talents within the country and raise Malaysians' standard of living.
The Malaysian labour market is intertwined with the Singapore labour market, and to the extent that it is almost one single labour market, in which Malaysian workers, particularly young engineers, if they are not happy with their pay or the conditions here, they can literally walk across the Causeway to enter Singapore. So we will have to accept these are the factors that we have to deal with and create a situation where more workers are paid better.
Mr. Liu says a tighter labour market will force companies to consider raising salaries in order to compete for talents. At the same time, Malaysia is piloting a scheme, the Progressive Wage Policy, which aims to increase wages in tandem with improved productivity.
I don't think labour market reform will have one single bullet and you do one single thing, it will solve all the problem. You will need a package and you will need growth. You will need a lot more investment, and particularly investment into technologies. You need the government hand-holding. To me, the main concern that I have is not so much of youth unemployment per se. I'm very concerned about not being paid well, and also the lack of upward mobility. To me, a society, particularly among the youth, they must have this sense that next year is better than this year. They must also feel that their children would have a better prospect in this country.
Of course, I'm proud to be Malaysian, just that for my opportunities, Singapore job opportunities, I find it better. I don't want to be earning lesser.
Han Songju spends most of her free time reading or on her computer looking for jobs. It's been her daily routine since she graduated with a master's degree from a prestigious university in Seoul in August 2022. The 28-year-old English literature major has applied for more than 100 positions, but no luck.
해외 영업 쪽으로 지원을 많이 하고 있는데 비슷하게 제가 또 지원할 수 있는 부분으로는 전략 기획이라든지 뭐 구매, 영업 관리 이런 쪽으로도 계속 다 폭넓게 지원하고 있습니다. 계속 제가 좀 어려움을 겪는 부분은 AI 테스트라는 부분, 인적성 검사 그쪽에서 좀 탈락을 많이 했어서.
Besides these tests, which aim to gauge whether an applicant fits the company's culture, Many Korean firms also require job seekers to ace English proficiency exams. Ms. Han isn't giving up. She has taken on a third internship since graduating and hopes to eventually land a job that pays more than $30,000 a year. But she knows prospects are slim.
취업 시장이 어렵다는 말들이 사실 매년 있어 왔던 것 같긴 해요. 그런데 최근 2년, 1년 사이에 좀 더 그렇게 고용 한파 얘기들 많이 나오면서 경력직 시장도 좀 많이 얼어붙었다고 하더라고요. 그래서 그런 걸 보면은 확실히 좀 더 취업이 어렵나 싶기도 하고.
Nearly 4 out of 10 young unemployed Koreans have been jobless for the past 3 years, according to government figures released last year. Training centers have sprouted up to help job seekers. Students at W Speech Training Center learn to speak up at interviews and improve their articulation and communication skills. Courses aren't cheap. At nearly $500 for its most popular 8-week course, but it's seeing growing enrollment.
대학을 다니시는 분들도 계시고요. 졸업을 하신 분들도 계시고 또 여러 번 떨어지셔서 이제 N수생이신 분들도 계세요. 수요는 좀 높은 편이에요. 왜냐하면 이제 면접이 유형도 굉장히 많이 다양화되기도 했고.
우리 회사에 그냥 같이 일하고 싶은 사람.
The center says, on average, about 85% of its students secure jobs.
내가 진짜 장점이 뭔지.
29-year-old Kim Do-yeon hopes to be one of them. She previously worked in luxury retail and is now going for interviews with major airlines.
평소에 아기 같다는 목소리를 좀 종종 듣는 적이 있어요. 그래서 이번에 그걸 조금 개선하고 싶어서 취업 준비할 때 도움이 될 것 같아서 지금 이 학원에서 수업을 듣고 있어요. 나도 다음번에 준비할 때 목소리 하나만큼은 무기로 가져가고 싶다 이렇게 느꼈던 것 같아요.
She says the job market has become more competitive since COVID-19.
코로나 때는 사실 채용이 불투명했잖아요. 그러니까 모든 어학 성적이나 이런 게 다 고고익선이란 말이 있을 정도로 높으면 높을수록 좋다라는 얘기가 있더라고요. 그래서 예전보다 다 좀 상향 평준화된 느낌이라 모든 걸 다 높은 점수로 받아야 되는 게 좀 힘든 것 같아요.
Miss Kim and Miss Han share the same dream as many youths in South Korea. Young adults here aim to join large companies and shun smaller firms which pay much less. This is causing an imbalance in the job market, with SMEs chronically short of workers, as young job seekers forego such employment opportunities.
っていうような社会的背景を受けまして、休みながら美しく。
24-year-old Yuki Sato works in public relations for Japanese consumer goods giant Kao. She explains the selling points of new products to colleagues and also showcases them to potential customers. Getting reactions to the products she promotes gives her a sense of satisfaction.
全部こう自分の中で処理するっていうのはすごく大変なんですけど、なんかうちの今の事業 PR はいろいろできるそれぞれの伝え方で誰に伝えるのかっていうのを考えながらできるっていうので、なんかすごくそれ楽しいなって思いながら働いています。
Ms. Sato's generation cares about work-life balance, but in a country famed for karoshi or death from overwork, long hours are the norm. Some 9% of workers in Japan put in more than 60 hours a week in 2022, though that's half the proportion from about 2 decades ago, according to official data. Ms. Sato clocks up to 2.5 hours of overtime daily.
両方大切にしたいとは思っています普段。なんかやっぱりなかなか難しくて、なんかすごい仕事から帰ってほぼ疲れて寝ちゃうとか、もう日常茶飯事なんですけど、対立メカイパックっていうものがアタック。
This is Ms. Sato's first full-time job. She graduated in 2022, when things were starting to get back to normal after COVID-19. The pandemic left her generation with fear of how uncertain life can be, worsening an already palpable pessimism towards the future, caused by work pressure and economic stagnation.
コロナがあったりとか、なんかいつ急に何ができなくなったり、収入が止まっちゃったり、何かが崩壊したりとか、なんて言ったらいいんでしょう、なんか本当ざっくり安定してない、そのお給料もいつ下がったり上がったり、物価も下がったり上がったりするかわからないので、備える部分も必要なんだろうなっていうのはみんな持ってると思います。
Japan's real wages slipped for the 23rd consecutive month in February, matching the longest period of downturn on record, as pay increases failed to keep up with inflation. Though there may be reprieve, as Japanese labor unions secured their biggest wage hike in more than 30 years in March. Ms. Sato leads a relatively frugal lifestyle, spending on groceries and the occasional book.
一人暮らしで結構遅く帰ると、なんか適当にコンビニとかスーパーで買っちゃうんで、なんか会社の和食でしっかり栄養を取りたいなみたいなあります。
Sometimes Ms. Sato tries to take her mind off work by going out with friends to relax. The pandemic changed one crucial aspect of Japan's corporate culture. Ms. Sato and her colleagues mainly socialize over a quick lunch. But not long ago, employees at many companies felt obliged to attend after-work drinking parties. COVID-19 shuttered bars and accelerated a shift towards sobriety, particularly among young workers who see quality of life and are less apologetic about setting boundaries.
今を楽しんで、なんか今やりたいことに挑戦するみたいな、なんか生き方が多様化してるっていうのはなんか一つあるかな。
Ms. Sato covers staff events for Kao's social media and enjoys having a platform to mingle with colleagues while developing her skills. Her boss approves of her attitude.
ジョギングについていこうとしたんですが、
私たち世代が苦手なところで若いたち世代が得意とする領域、例えばデジタルの領域だとかっていうところはむしろ若い世代から教えてもらうことも多かったりするので、そういった得意な領域に関してはより積極的に仕事に臨んでくれてるかなっていうふうに思います。
Ms. Hara herself benefited from another generational shift decades ago. When she joined Kao in 1991, gender equality at the workplace was a new concept. Women fresh out of school were mostly offered minor roles.
仕事においてはなんですかね、やっぱりなんかこう限られた範囲でまずはこれをやってみてとか、これをちょっとまとめてみてみたいなっていう風な形のお仕事からのスタートだったかなと思います。
Today, half of Kao's employees are women, and 3 out of 10, like Ms. Hara, hold a managerial position. But Ms. Sato has not thought about climbing the corporate ladder. She said she's just taking life day by day and doesn't have any real aspirations. According to Japan Research Institute, only 30% of young people who it surveyed feel climbing up the corporate ladder is important. Much more vital is a fulfilling job that stimulates one's curiosity and where your ability and skills can be utilized. They place importance on the joy of working with others. Despite improvements in workplace culture and starting pay amid a labor shortage, Japanese youth remain some of the unhappiest among developed countries, ranking 73rd in the latest World Happiness Report. Some are leaving to seek employment abroad, while a growing number are opting for irregular jobs over full-time work as they seek a more fulfilling life. Job hopping is also becoming more common. But others like Ms. Sato are content to stay where they are, for now.
あんまり長期的な目標とかは昔から立てるタイプじゃなくて、なんかその時やりたいって思ったこととか、その時こっちって思ったことをやって、今目の前にあることに頑張る。
She hopes to eventually start a family while also working at the same time.